Chuck Lorre reflects on Penny's evolution in The Big Bang Theory and the character's impact on the show's success. Chuck Lorre, the creator of the hit sitcom The Big Bang Theory, recently opened up about the long journey of developing Kaley Cuoco's character, Penny, and how her evolution significantly shaped the series' success over its 12-season run. Lorre's insights into Penny's character arc, especially during the early episodes, provide a deeper understanding of how the show transformed from a shaky beginning into one of the most beloved sitcoms of all time. Lorre, alongside former Warner Bros. Television Group chairman Peter Roth, joined host Jessica Radloff for the debut episode of the official Big Bang Theory podcast. The podcast serves as a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the series, featuring interviews with the cast and creative team as they reflect on the show's origins, evolution, and legacy. During the discussion, Lorre and Roth revealed surprising details about Penny's character, including the fact that she wasn't even part of the original pilot. Penny wasn't part of the original pilot. It's hard to imagine The Big Bang Theory without Penny, the bubbly yet street-smart neighbor who ultimately becomes the emotional anchor for the show's core group of socially awkward scientists. However, Lorre admitted that Penny's character was a late addition to the series' development process. The original pilot didn't have Penny at all, Lorre shared. We had a very different dynamic in mind at the beginning. The show was still focused on Leonard and Sheldon, but there was a noticeable gap in how the audience would relate to these characters. Instead of Penny, the original pilot featured a different female character named Katie, played by Amanda Walsh. Katie was portrayed as tough and somewhat cynical, a character who didn't quite mesh with the warmth and comedic tone that the show would eventually adopt. Lorre explained that the dynamic between Katie and the two male leads felt off, and the audience's reaction to the original pilot confirmed their doubts. We realized pretty quickly that Katie's character didn't create the kind of connection we were hoping for, Roth added. The chemistry just wasn't there. We needed someone who could not only challenge Leonard and Sheldon but also make the audience root for them. Following the disappointing reception of the original pilot, Lorre and the creative team made the bold decision to rework the show entirely. They replaced Katie with Penny, a more approachable and likable character who could balance out the intellectual intensity of Leonard and Sheldon with emotional warmth and social intelligence. Kaley Cuoco's casting was a game-changer. Lorre credited Kaley Cuoco's casting as Penny with transforming the show's dynamic. From the moment Cuoco appeared on screen, her easygoing charm and natural comedic timing elevated the series' tone. When Kaley walked into the audition, it was like a light bulb went off, Lorre said. She had this rare combination of humor, vulnerability, and authenticity that made Penny instantly relatable. Peter Roth agreed, saying that Cuoco's chemistry with Johnny Galecki, Leonard, and Jim Parsons, Sheldon, was undeniable from day one. It's hard to manufacture chemistry, Roth noted. But with Kaley, Johnny, and Jim it was just there. It felt effortless. Despite the immediate improvement Penny brought to the series, Lorre admitted that it took time for the writers to fully understand Penny's character and her potential within the story. Penny's early days, a goofy blonde archetype. In the early episodes, Penny was portrayed as a stereotypical dumb blonde character, a common sitcom trope that, in hindsight, Lorre regrets leaning into. Even after the second pilot, we had so many episodes to go before we started to understand that there was a brilliance to Penny's character that we had not explored, Lorre reflected. In the beginning, she was sadly one-dimensional in many ways. She was the goofy blonde who says foolish things. But we knew that wasn't enough. Cuoco's natural comedic instincts helped elevate the character beyond the shallow stereotype. Lorre and the writing team began to see opportunities to give Penny more depth and complexity. What Kaley brought to Penny was this underlying intelligence. Not academic intelligence like Leonard and Sheldon had, but emotional intelligence, Lorre explained. She understood people, relationships, and social dynamics in a way that the others didn't. Penny's role in balancing the show's tone. Penny's emotional intelligence became a crucial element of the Big Bang Theory's storytelling. While Leonard, Sheldon, and their scientist friends struggled to navigate social situations, Penny provided a grounded, human perspective. The whole premise of the show was that these brilliant scientists could understand the mechanics of the universe but couldn't figure out how to have a normal conversation, Lorre said. Penny was the bridge between their intellectual world and the real world. Penny's interactions with Sheldon were particularly effective in showcasing this dynamic. While Sheldon often viewed Penny's social nature as trivial, Penny's ability to decode human behavior and offer empathy softened Sheldon's rigid personality over time. Sheldon's character evolved so much because of Penny, Lorre noted. Jim Parsons played that dynamic perfectly, where Sheldon would be annoyed by Penny but also deeply influenced by her understanding of people. Penny's relationship with Leonard was another driving force of the series. Their on-again, off-again romance gave the show emotional stakes and kept audiences invested in their journey. What made their relationship work was that Penny wasn't impressed by Leonard's academic achievements. She liked him for who he was, Lorre said. And Leonard adored Penny not just because she was beautiful, but because she made him feel understood. Penny's growth as a character. As the series progressed, Penny's character matured. She evolved from the struggling actress and waitress next door to a successful pharmaceutical sales representative. This career shift allowed the show to explore gender dynamics and the idea that emotional intelligence and street smarts were equally valuable as academic intelligence. It was important to show Penny's growth, Lorre explained. She started off feeling like the outsider in the group, but by the end she was an equal. Her success wasn't measured by a degree or a research paper, it was measured by how she understood people. Cuoco's performance earned widespread praise from fans and critics alike, with many recognizing Penny as one of the most well-rounded female characters in modern sitcom history. The legacy of Penny in The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory became a cultural phenomenon during its 12-season run, earning 10 Emmy Awards out of 55 nominations. Its success cemented Lorre's reputation as one of television's most influential creators. Reflecting on the show's legacy, Lorre credited Penny's character and Cuoco's portrayal as key factors in the series' longevity. A sitcom lives and dies by its characters, Lorre said. Penny was the heart of the show. She made Sheldon and Leonard human. Without Penny, the show wouldn't have worked. Peter Roth echoed this sentiment, adding that Cuoco's contribution to the series extended far beyond her comedic timing.